Welcome, everybody. Tonight, I'm going to be talking about. I just got back moments ago from Florida. I was in Orlando, Florida, and had a whole exciting week. I'm going to talk about it a little bit. I'm not going to go too into detail on everything because we did an all-new, extra long edition of Creepy Old Crypt. You're going to see that soon where we go in depth on Epic Universe, the new Universal Park that is down in Florida. I'm going to look that up. You could see it for yourself, but maybe you can't. New park that Florida has unleashed. Universal. Why is the chat's not working? All of a sudden it's not working. Why would it not work? Oh, it's behind the thing. Okay, sorry, we got it fixed. Anyway, I'm in Dark Universe mode now. I'm dark Rocco now. Because part of Epic Universe is the Dark Universe where monsters roam free and wreak havoc. And I went there and I survived. So stay tuned. We're going to talk about it. So we went to Florida, and I'll just go into kind of some of the detail of the trip itself. I'm not going to go super in depth on Epic Universe because we want to do that Creepy Old Crypt episode. But we flew in. It was like a Wednesday night. Just flew in, went to bed. Okay. Where did we stay? Nothing fancy. Doesn't matter. So went straight to bed. And Thursday, what the plan was to just go straight Thursday. No. I'm sorry. I'm an idiot. We flew in Thursday. Friday, the plan was to just wake up, go to Hollywood Studios Park at Disney World, and see the Muppet Vision 3D show because it's closing for good. Insanely stupid move to close that. But rumor is, or there is no rumor. They're closing it. There was a rumor for a long time they were closing it. I lucked out big time because I booked this trip the second I heard this was about to close. And I had also been hearing the rumors that Tom Sawyer Island was closing. That didn't even have a closing date. But I booked this trip, and then they announced the closing date. So I got to say goodbye to all these things in one trip. And it was just really stupid that they're doing all this. Some things can be forgiven, but the last thing that Jim Henson worked on and the river, like one of the centerpieces of the whole of a Disney park, is the river and the steamboat that goes through it and the scenery, and I cannot believe they're getting rid of that. Truly unreal. Anyway, I'm sure there's a football coach dying to tell me, actually, kids don't like it. Kids don't care about, yeah, that's fine. Anyway, so, the plan was to just go straight to Hollywood Studios and see the Muppet Show 100 times. And then we were going to do a meetup that night. Like, hey, how about if you're a fan of our stuff or Mega 64 or whatever, meet us and let's all watch the Muppet Show again together, like over and over. That'd be fun, right? But then I found out that Universal is closing the ET ride, not permanently, just for a small refurbishment. But I was planning to go later in the trip because I don't trust anything about these old rides anymore. I think at some point it's like people are waiting to drop the axe on all this classic stuff. So I'm like, I need to go on the ET ride like 100 times. And then I found out, oh no, it's closing in a couple days. What? Yeah, it's just for a refurb. Okay. So the plan changed because Universal was only open until like 6 p.m. on a Friday. What the fuck? So the plan changed. Woke up and went straight to Universal Studios, Orlando, Florida, and went on that ET ride. I'm talking, I don't know how many. I lost count. Again and again and again. And it's funny, they always ask for your name on the ride because ET says the name, you know. Here, I'm gonna just move. Don't mind me, but ET repeats your name. Every time I gave him a different name, and it was really fun. What's your name, Rocco? What's your name, Tanner? What's your name, Danny Man? What's your name, Cooper? What's your name, Wakabayashi? You know, it was a lot of fun. Anyway, the plan became to ride this until we got tired of it. So I booked this whole trip. Cameo funded the trip. So thank you if you booked me on Cameo. You helped make this happen. So thank you. And by the way, if I sound a little hoarse or a little energy's a little low or whatever, I mean, it was a long week, so I'm still recharging the batteries, so to speak. So anyway, the plan was to go on this 100 times till we got sick of it, and then go to Hollywood Studios and see the Muppet Show. My plan was to just book this trip on my own. I was going to maybe meet some friends out there. I had some family that might have been out there too. But at the last minute, I was like, Kevin, I already booked the hotel and all that stuff. Like that's paid for. It's just me going. So like, if you want to go to the new park, Epic Universe, and then you want to do all that, and then we could do a Creepy Old Crypt episode about it and all that, you're welcome to crash with me. You're welcome to crash in my place. And I was like, take some time, think about it. You're always welcome to do it. And then like within about 10 minutes, okay, I'm in. I booked all my tickets. It's like, whoa! So in. So we went on the ET ride about 350 times, again and again. One of the best rides with the best queue. The queue for this ride, you are just waiting in the forest, and it's all dark and foresty. And I found out later that this ride was art directed by the same guy that did Spaceship Earth. I want to say his name's Claudio Mazzoli. What the fuck was that? Loud ass noise over there. Can't you tell? Doesn't that make so much sense that they are both art directed the same way? You know what I mean? They're all like vignettes in the darkness. Like they're all shrouded in darkness. It's so like it does check out. I thought Spaceship Earth was only from the skater dude. Coming to you from Spaceship Earth. Anyway, so did that ride 100 times. And then it's like, okay, I've been on ET enough, and the wait time, we're the only ones rope dropping that thing. So and then it's, okay, the wait's 5 minutes. Oh, but now it's up to 35. Okay, well then let's peace out. We went on it, 10 or 11 times. And now let's do Men in Black. The Men in Black ride is kind of forgotten about attraction. So we went on that. Have you guys ever been on that? Men in Black? This is, you ride around. The premise of the ride is really cool, where it's supposed to be a World's Fair exhibit, and then you go in, and the elevator takes you somewhere else. Like, hey, you're not supposed to tell anybody about this, but you're actually being recruited into the Men in Black. You need to help us kill some, we're going to put you through training. And so they put you through training, and then the ride starts, and it's a bunch of cardboard cutouts of aliens, and then they go, oh, no, wait, we're actually being invaded. Like, this is actually happening. So the cutouts go away, and then they actually become, like, real aliens are bursting out of windows and things like that, and it's pretty cool. I don't know. It's not bad. It's not terrible. And there's replicas of the actual room. Like here's the aliens at the control panels, and they built this room full size, and if you do good enough, they show you a special animatronic. Wait, is that really? Wait, is that for real? What is it? Wait, this might make sense. I don't know anything about this. If you do good enough, they show you a special animatronic. Which one was it? Is it a guy at the end where he's like putting on clothes or something? What was it? An animatronic holding up tuxes. Yes! Dude, I saw that guy at the end, and I was like, Kevin, I've never seen that animatronic before. Where was that from? Oh my God, I never knew that. How did you know that? Men in Black, I got to look this up now. Men in Black ride, secret animatronic. Who the fuck is he? He's the Hatbox Ghost of MIB. Tuxedo Alien? Nobody's taking a picture of this shit? Seriously, there's no photos? There it is. Where? Did I miss it? Where? The song is stuck in my head now. When the back, then you remember. Well, anyway, nobody has a picture of this fucking guy. Speaking of Hatbox Ghost, Rocco, what's your opinion of Disney World shoehorning him into the mansion there? Oh, just stay tuned. Anyway, okay, so whatever, you get the idea. It's a fairly cool ride. Anyway, they do have let's see. I found out that Universal basically makes a lanyard for every ride that they make. And I was surprised. I'm like, wait, there really is one for every ride? And I put it to the test, and I got lanyards at like every attraction. Because I figured, summer cons are coming up. Got to have lanyard, So I got a Men in Black Alien Attack lanyard. And then I got a Born Stuntacular lanyard. Anyway, so whatever. We went on the Men in Black ride, and it was like, okay, I think I'm pretty much wrapped up. But on the way out, a lot of people at home had recommended doing the Born Stuntacular show. It's a stunt show where you're looking at a big stage, and there's a giant. It's kind of genius because there's dudes fighting other dudes and stuff like that, but the background is a big LED wall, so some of the extras are people, and some of them are part of the screen, but the screens are so crisp, you kind of can't tell who's who. It's kind of neat. I know it used to be Terminator, and it's a bummer that it isn't. I wish it still was, sure, but anyway, but this show was pretty cool. And then we got to like this part. You see where this building rolls in? Like it's like rooftop parts of the rooftop. Like the screen will be moving, but there's physical parts of the rooftop moving with it. Like the sets are timed with the video that they move as the set moves. Like there are parts where they're fighting on top of a car and the background is like speeding, like the car is speeding, and then the camera will turn around and the car will turn with it. It's really cool. It's really extremely cool. It's very well done, but I was confused because so we got to this building and then it's like da 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 da. And the woman walked out. Hey, I'm here to tell you a little bit about how we do the Bourne Stuntacular. First of all, there's a lot of factors that go in. Stunts are only one part of it. It's really everything working in unison. As a symphony, we've got sets timed to the video that you see on the screen, and I'm going like, they're describing how it's done? Okay. Oh, and I'm watching, and I'm like, this is part of the show, and the stunt people or the characters, they're gonna like punch her and knock her off the stage and then keep going. You know what I mean? It was like, okay. And then she goes, yeah, I'm just waiting for a cue to get the cue to keep the show going. And okay, there it is. Enjoy the rest. And the show kept going. They did this like 3 times. So that part happened, and then there's this part that was so cool with a gigantic set where he's fighting a guy in Dubai, and he's got a pool that overlooks like it's on his balcony, and they're drowning him in it, and it's a digital effect where it looks like he's drowning, but he's not, and it's really cool. And then hi guys, I'm back. Well, I just wanted to let everybody know, in case you were wondering if he was drowning, he's really not drowning. It's actually all just a digital effect. And this is something that we do on stage every day. And it has to be done in a way that it can be performed 7 different times a day because we have 7 time slots and it can't fail. So we're doing, and it's like, what is it? Does it always do this? And from what I understand, no, I guess people rarely see the show all the way through from beginning to end, which is crazy. It always breaks. That's what I was told by a lot of people. But I guess it never happens multiple times, because on like the 3rd time it happened, that crowd, which I guess they knew the show, they all were like, and they all stormed. They all left. And I was sitting there with Kevin like, I'm invested. I want to see this finished. But they really did skip over a lot of effects, and that was a real bummer because you could tell, like, they were cooking with this Dubai part, and they just moved on. That was a bummer. Anyway. Anyway, but that was a really cool show. Thank you for the recommendation. And as soon as I walked out, they had a Bourne Stuntacular t-shirt and lanyard, and I got both of those. Did I ride Back to the Future? No, that ride's been gone, dude. Ride is donezo. Anyway, so that was fun. Then went to Muppet Vision 3D over at Hollywood Studios. Just did this the whole time. Took a break at one point to get some food and watch the Indiana Jones stunt show, which that's a fun show, really fun show. I filmed a clip and everybody online thought it was real. They all fell for it. But anyway, here's Muppet Vision 3D. Dude, at one point this had a giant sign. Do you see that marquee? Why did they get rid of the sign above it? There used to be a big ass Muppet. See it? This big sign. And then one day they just got rid of it. Why? Like, why not just keep it there? Oh, but they went with the marquee. I guess they had the sign, but not the marquee, and then they added a marquee because, this area is it's gonna be like a little courtyard. It's gonna be like a nice little city, and it just happens to be playing. It's the Grand Arts Theater featuring Muppet Vision. Shut the fuck up. Somebody stole it? Anyway. This show is a classic. It's a theme park classic, and it is gross that they got rid of it. Good luck to them. Whatever show they're putting in this theater, it ain't going to be as good as this. I'll tell you right now, not to sound like Mr. Old Guy hater, whatever. It ain't happening. You're trying to tie two grinding knots with a loop, and it ain't happening. Look, even like a year ago, they upgraded the projection where the little projections of Waldo, wasn't that his name? Flying around the room, they like enhanced that. And then it was like, okay, now it's closing. What? Anyway, this guy do a statue of this? That's dope. I have heard, Jesse, that it is a show, that the roller coaster is not actually going through this building, that they're going to use it for there's going to be like, the rumor that I'm hearing is they're going to do a show that's like similar to Laugh Floor, where it's like Mike Wazowski hosting a talk show, like a late night show. You know what I mean? I don't know. I just think they should have built around this. Why, like the animation courtyard area is just sitting vacant, and there's we've got don't worry, we've got Star Wars launch bay. Shut the fuck up. Anyway, nothing more to say really. Muppet Vision 3D, an all-time classic, where it's a great 3D movie, but also has fantastic in theater effects. Get this out of here. Statler and Waldorf are animatronics up in the corner over there. There's a costume character of Snookums or whatever his name is that comes out and scares the shit out of everybody. It's great. It's such a great attraction. I just don't think any of the things taking over are going to have the same bite as that show. You know what I mean? I almost feel like the show is a little bit edgy, and I don't mean edgy like, whoa, they talk about jerking off or something. I mean, like, it's kind of self-deprecating. It's kind of making fun of Disney. It's just not going to be like that. Monsters Inc. is going to, I love being a monster. It's going to be Disney Plus shit. You know what I mean? Anyway, so sad. So we went on that, and it was fun though. It was good seeing that again and again and again. Then what else? We had so that was that day. So yeah, we didn't get to have the meetup that day after all. Instead, we elected to do the meetup at Animal Kingdom on Monday because that way everyone can ride Avatar with us, which is fun on its own. Saturday was the day for Epcot. I booked the two busiest parks on the weekend because I thought you have to outthink the crowd. I think those parks will be worse on Monday because everyone thinks they should go there on Monday. So I booked Epcot on Saturday and we went to Magic Kingdom on Sunday. And that ended up being the move because both were the slowest I'd seen it in many years. Both were like wonderful, like absolutely wonderful. Went to Epcot, did everything there. Living with the Land, one of my favorite rides. Spaceship Earth, all-timer. I think I mentioned this before, but there is someone that Disney has hired who has no name, who is not named, but has been going around Disney World attractions and just fixing old effects that have been broken for decades. And Kevin affectionately called this person, it's like their theme park Banksy, where they just go under the cover of night and turn these things on. And if you notice in Spaceship Earth, now when you descend back at the end, when you're going backward, let me see if I can find a picture of this. I doubt it. Earth. When you're going backwards at the end, you know, you see all these pretty lights and you're seeing all this shit. It's all, I mean, the descent of this ride used to be way more decorated with stuff. And it was you know, when they got their last sponsor and they added all these stupid video screens to the vehicles, they covered up a lot of those decorations. So there's kind of, you're just surrounded by darkness. But this Banksy character went back and turned on a lightning effect that hasn't been on like since like 94 or something crazy like that. So when you're going down to this descent, like you see little lightning strikes. And those haven't been there seriously in like 24 to 30 years. Is that crazy? So that's on. If you go on Tower of Terror at Hollywood Studios, in the queue, you could see water dripping like a leaky pipe onto some props. That hasn't worked since like the mid 90s. Like, is this crazy or what? I love this. And so, and then the other thing at Epcot was being on Living with the Land. There's a part, let me see if I can find it. Living with the Land. You know the scenes with the buffalo? Okay, this is how it's looked for a million years. But there was an effect in here originally, and now it's back on. Look, this is a very blurry shot, but the field is on fire in the distance. This is an effect that also hasn't worked in years. And Banksy, or whatever you want to call him, went in and fixed that. So that's going. So it was really cool as a theme park nutcase. It was really fun going through all these rides and going, oh, that's fixed. Oh, that's fixed. That was really extremely cool. So thank you to that man who did that. I love Epcot. You guys, now that I've been on all the to all the parks except the Chinese ones, more recently, I know a lot of people aren't going to agree with me, but my number one favorite theme park in the world is Disneyland. That's it. Disneyland in California. Huge shocker, right? The original. If you're going to one theme park, that's the fucking one. Okay? But my second favorite, right up there, is Epcot. Something about the vibe of Epcot is healing to the soul. Even as they've picked it apart into just scraps, even its bones feel good. I love Epcot. I don't know why. I just always like being there. I like going to places where I feel like there's nothing else like this. You know what I mean? And I know Epcot was better decades ago. It was a better park. But Epcot makes me feel like there's no vibe like this anywhere else. Where you go on Living with the Land and it's just slowly drifting through, like, here's how we figured out a way to grow plants without soil. Here's how we figured out a way to more efficiently harvest, food to eat and stuff. I feel like you go to Disneyland to have stories rock your world and change you, and you go to Hollywood studios, and you go on a roller coaster you get a thrill, or you see the movies and you hear the explosions. Epcot to me is just to sit back and think, man, there's still some awesome shit in the world. You know what I mean? There's still some dope shit about our world. You know what I mean? You go to living with the land. Oh man, I want to grow some fucking crops. Let's go. You go to World Showcase, and it's like, dude, there's so much cool French shit. You watch Impressions de France. Makes you want to go to Paris. You go to the American Adventure, and it's like, you see that vignette of them during the Depression. It's like, damn, how did they fucking survive that? It's really cool. I think Epcot should always be the chill park where you kind of just take it all in. So I personally feel like it's wrong putting a Guardians of the Galaxy coaster. Like, shut the fuck up with that, personally. And I'm sure it's a fun ride. I've heard it's fun. To me, that can all fuck off. That doesn't belong there. If it was I don't think Guardians, I don't want Marvel in there at all. But if it was something that you got something out of, I could understand, but, having this thrill coaster and it's fucking Guardians of the Galaxy. Oh, here's what Star-Lord said about, shove it up your ass. Anyway, all right. Ratatouille. See, I like Ratatouille. I don't think that's that great of a ride, to be honest. It's not bad. But it celebrates Paris cuisine, and it didn't remove anything classic. They just added to the France Pavilion. I think that's kind of cool. Do I want more IP in there? Not really, but there's a good connection there. Guardians of the Galaxy, shove it up your ass. Oh, Peter Quill. Peter Quill went to Epcot as a kid. I don't give two shits and a fuck. I don't give a flying fuck into a rolling donut that Peter Quill went to Epcot as a little kid. He's fake. He's fucking fake. Do I love that Finding Nemo is in the Seas Pavilion now? No. But guess what? Kids love Finding Nemo, and it leads them in there, and they get to see an exhibit about the ocean, and you see real manatees. You get to, hear there's real sea life in there, and the Pixar movie is just the gateway in. Okay. It's not my preferred thing as a old codger here, but I don't mind. Guardians of the Galaxy, shove it right up your asshole. I'm Mary Poppins, y'all. Yeah, you're Mary Poppins. You're Mary Poppins. That's really funny. Rocket Raccoon. He's got a gun. This raccoon's got a gun. Okay. All right. I'm off my soapbox. Okay, so, but I still love Epcot no matter what. I really do enjoy Epcot. Mexico Pavilion is great. I hate to say it, but I think Frozen was not, they shouldn't have got rid of Maelstrom. I think something that embraces Norwegian lore is way better. I think it's criminal that they changed that to Frozen. But if they added Frozen to that pavilion instead of getting rid of Maelstrom, I don't think it's the worst thing. It's kind of about the, it's a loose connection, but it's like trying to kind of get you, here's kind of this European lore. They try to fit it in there. It's not great, but there's half an attempt there, but I just Guardians of the Galaxy, man, fuck that. Anyway, just my 2 cents. I had not seen the center of Epcot, by the way. I had not seen that at all. Epcot. What do you call the garden? The centerpiece. I don't know what to call it. Definitely not this fucking thing. Ew, they got rid of that. No, not the lagoon. What are you talking about? The garden, right in the middle. They just reopened it. Epcot, planter. That's the center of Epcot now. Like, even when you look from Spaceship, like that's the center of it. The area around it is nice. Seems nice. This in the middle, though, it's like we're growing plants out of Walt's vagina. Like, what are we doing? This took years and billions of dollars. Hey, I think we're going to grow a fern in Spaceship Earth's vagina. You know what I mean? Like, what? This should be a fountain. There was a fountain, the Fountain of Nations. What I heard, another behind the scenes little tidbit, what I had heard is that the Fountain of Nations was built, in 82 by the classic Imagineers and built in such a way that only they knew how to control it and fix it. And so they, over the years, lost all these guys to retirement or just whatever. And it was like, hi, hello, excuse me, hi, Card Walker. Oh, not Card Walker, but somebody. Hi, John Hench. I'm just pulling out names. This is Bill. I don't know how to. The fountain broke. I don't know how to fix how do I turn the flipper back on? Whatever. That they kept having to call in retired cast members to fix that fountain. So they wanted to get rid of it. They did. I get that, but it's so whack to me that Disney gets rid of has been lately on a tear getting rid of all these water features. When then Epic Universe opens and they've got the biggest fucking fountain you've ever seen in the middle of it. You walk in and you see this shit. You can't. This is like a whole land. Like, oh, you're getting rid of your fountain? Oh, that's cute. Hi, well, we have the Cosmos fountain. It's the size of a fucking continent. The restaurant does look like Naboo. I like that. I like it very much. Anyway, isn't that funny? Anyway, but the surrounding area was okay. You know what I expected to not like? Was the, they did that new Moana area, which I was like, why does this fit in Epcot? Moana, it's a Moana walkthrough where you experience the power of water and its effect on our world. And I'm like, this thing is sitting in the shadow of the fucking spaceship Earth. Like, why? Why is this here? Like, this used to be Future World over here, and we're doing Moana with the it's like a water exhibit. Hey, you know what? Ended up going through it. I really liked it. I think it's made. I mean, it's for kids. Kids will get the most out of it. But I didn't realize it would be so connected to or adjacent to the Seas with Nemo, the Living Seas Pavilion, which is teaching you all about water creatures. And then this was more about the cycle of water, how it's used and gets recycled and put back onto the earth and blah, 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 blah. These are things kids don't know about necessarily, maybe, and you getting to kind of control water and then watch where it goes and where it ends up. And then the different exhibits are teaching you about how it's the same water you messed with there is going to come back, and I don't know. I thought this was like kind of well done. I thought this was neat. It fit within the parameters of what Epcot is trying to do. Edutainment, you know? I don't know. I thought it was pretty cool. I thought it was well done. I expected to kind of hate on it, but it was neat. I shot a video there. I'll put that up later. We got to go to, I think we talk about this in Creepy Old Crypt, but it was the opening weekend for this they've been talking about this for a while. So Spaceship Earth has this building at the end of it. So you go, there's the ball right there. And I should say Disney did add this fountain back right in the front of the park. So it's not like there's no fountains. That is cool. So you go on Spaceship Earth. At the end, there's a building where there's the post-show exhibit. And it's in this building. And there was a lounge in here that when AT&T sponsored the ride, so you could see it right behind, I don't know who this woman is, but you could see it in that little red box. There was a lounge back there, and it wasn't General Motors, that was World of Motion. In Spaceship Earth, this lounge was for AT&T employees. And, they sponsored the lounge, so they got their own they sponsored the ride, so they get their own private lounge. It's sat dormant for years, and part of the original Epcot plan was to bulldoze that whole building and build a whole new center there, a whole new, I don't know what all it was going to be, but, I think, some kind of exhibit there, whatever. COVID killed all those plans. COVID, decimated the Epcot redo. So, anyway, so what they did was, all right, you know what? Fuck this whole plan. No one's going into that lounge. Let's open it to the public. Let's redecorate a bit and make it like a private thing, like very kind of Club 33-esque kind of secret lounge kind of thing. So I was like, oh, we're going to be there right when this opens. I want in on this shit. I want to get in on this. And I pushed and got in, thankfully. And you could see, so right there on the right side, Mega 64 made it to the end of the world, didn't it? Is the world ending? Is there anything in the news that I should be scared about? Because it was getting kind of scary when we were wrapping up the podcast today. There's a nuclear missile headed in a direction right now. No, that's not good. Don't look. News hurts. Oh, you're scaring me. I was talking about Epcot, man. I was having fun. I was having fucking fun. I'm just going to keep doing that. Okay. All right. Back to what I was talking about. So this lounge, if you could see on the right side there's the Operation Tomorrow or whatever it's called, the little post show about after the Spaceship Earth ride. And then there's just a door inside labeled GO82 that you go in, check in, and they're like, oh, we've been expecting you. Come on in. And you walk in, and there's this little lounge in here, and it was so crazy. They were like, here's some scent. Here, we have some hot towels with they've been spritzed with a sprig of pine. It's the same type of trees that grow here natively, where Epcot was built. And it was like, what is happening? Sat in this lounge for a minute, and then you could look into that door and you're seeing like parts of Spaceship Earth in there. It's really cool. And then you go into the lounge, and then you got this awesome view. You see over the center of, you have a view of the center of Epcot. It's really, really cool. It was extremely nice, but they had food that was very, 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 very good. It's just kind of tastes of stuff though. It wasn't like full meals, but the food was very good. However, so I would say like that's worth trying, but the drinks are another story. I don't drink. So I was like, what are your non-alcoholic drinks? And they had some. And to their credit, they had really, really fun. It wasn't just like, oh, Shirley Temple. It was like, here's a drink made with parts of coffee beans and some kind of tart sort of caramel and some kind of, like, it was like 100 different ingredients to make a really unique drink. But they were like this bit, like this is what the non-alcoholic drinks look like. They were just as small as the alcoholic drinks, and they were like $17. I mean, it was like, no, hi, did you get the memo? No, I don't drink. I don't want to pay those prices. I don't want that. Like, let me pay $5 and give me a Coke. Like, I don't want, please. So that was whack. The food was really cool. The drinks were whack. But the whole time I'm like, damn, they have like these really cool glasses. Like they have just like Club 33, they have like in the foyer, if you get to go there, they have like merch in like a little glass case that's like, I'd like you have that etched glass with the logo. I want that, and I want that mug, and I want, you can request that and buy it at the end. So I kept asking them at GO82, I'm like, I see stuff in here. Like, it'd be cool to get like a souvenir that we came in here. I want that etched glass. And they kept going like, yeah, don't worry. And they walked away. It was like, what do you mean? Don't worry. Like, I just want to buy like a souvenir. And they asked him again. It's like, can I get that? I like that GO82 logo. I want that on a glass. How do I get that? Yeah, no. So I asked like a third time, like, what's going on? And he's like, it's a surprise, but it's supposed to be a surprise, but you're getting all this stuff for free because it's the opening weekend. It was awesome. We left and they had like gift bags for us. It was like, what? They were like, yeah, you're our first guests. What? It was so cool. It was extremely awesome. So I had the best experience at this lounge. Will I go back? I don't know if I need to. It's not going to top that. But you should go once. You should go. It's definitely cool to experience it at least once. Awesome view. Some really delectable kind of little tastes. And that's about it. It's worth going one time. And yeah, Kevin had to wait outside for me the whole time. I was like, stop! Wait outside. Go! Thank you for the glass. Oh my God, thank you so much. Anyway, yeah, pretty cool. That place is pretty cool. All right. Let's see. Okay, so that was Epcot on Saturday, and then did the rides. It was a nice day. Shows kept breaking down, no matter where we went. I don't know what was happening. So I already told you about the Bourne Stuntacular kept freezing, and then we went to Impressions de France, which is one of my favorite. That's an original. Pavilion attraction at the France Pavilion, and the sound just cut out, and then I started. It was kind of a full theater, and I started just humming it along. Do 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 do. People were laughing. I was like, yeah, I gotta laugh. Yeah, I gotta laugh. Yeah, yeah. And then the French employees came in. We do not know. This does not happen. We don't know the sound. What is? We don't know what this is, and what is. We do not know this sound is not here, and you will come back later. And it was like, okay. So we left. Anyway, whatever. We did all the rides. It was fun. Epcot's fun. Rocco confirmed one of those guys who says all the Haunted Mansion lines. Do not lump me in with them. Fuck no. I'm not quoting the attraction. I made a sound when the movie went mute. Okay, that's it. Don't lump me in with them. Okay. The next day we did Magic Kingdom and hold on. First thing we did was, no. We rope dropped. We went to rope drop Haunted Mansion, and I guess for some reason that is like one of the rides that does not open in the early, like when they have it, when they open early. That's not open. It's like, okay, this is like the second time I've fallen for that, where I go all the way over there and it's like, actually, we're not open. Actually, Liberty Square is not open early in the morning. We actually open up in a half an hour. I go down there every time. And then when I was last there a few years ago, I wait. I'm like, this is what I want to do, so I'm just going to wait. And then it didn't open at all. It was like, what's happening? And they're like, we actually can't say, but this land is going to stay closed. It's actually, I'm like, the whole Frontierland and all that stuff is not going to open? And then I found out later it was because a bear was loose. A bear was roaming the park. Anyway, I wanted to meet him. Anyway, so went to Tomorrowland and Kevin was like, I'm just going to rope drop Space Mountain if that's cool with you. And I was like, well, I ain't going on that. So I rope dropped the Carousel of Progress. Probably the worst use of a rope drop. You know, when the park opens and you rope drop, you want to do the thing that everyone's going to be hogging later. You know what I mean? Like the line is going to be hours long. Nope. I just want to see Carousel of Progress with no one in it. Everyone else could piss off. And I did. We have this thing now called television. I kind of like it. Give me something to do. They have something now called the Rat Race. Have you heard about this? Oh, love it. Anyway, did the People Mover a couple times. I mean, it was 8 a.m. and it was already hot. And then we did the Haunted Mansion. It opened up and we did the Haunted Mansion. So to me, there is always debate about the Suda, rope dropping is when the park, right when it opens, they call it rope drop. There's a rope across the gate, you can't go in, and then as soon as it's 8 a.m. they drop the rope and you can go in, and that's what they call it. When you're there the moment the park opens, rope drop. Anyway, we did the Haunted Mansion. I think there is always solid debate over which version of the Haunted Mansion is better than the other. And I think both have equal points. The one in Disneyland in California and the one in Florida at Disney World. I think there's good cases for both. Like I said, I think the exterior of the one in Disneyland is the best. Like the old Louisiana mansion, it looks really nice, really pleasant. And then you go in and it's like, wait, what the fuck is this? I think that's cooler than this creepy looking Philadelphia style estate, But they're both good, but I like the California one better. But then in Florida, and like the foyer in California, I like a little more. But then the stretching room is actually an elevator in California, which I think the effect is much better. But then you start the ride And the Florida one, it's like, ooh, the queue is kind of like in this gallery. It's in the gallery. You kind of leave that in the Disneyland one. So that's kind of cool. All these creepy ass paintings. I like that. And then you get a dope foyer in the Florida one, and then you get that library. Only ghost stories, of course. And it's like, we don't even have this room in California. So point to Disney World. And then you get that MC Escher kind of room with all the stairs going everywhere. I think that's a cool, that addition, it makes you feel more like you're losing your mind. So I think it's kind of neat. Well, the Florida one loses a point again because they added the Hatbox Ghost to their mansion, which Hatbox Ghost was a Disneyland thing. Like, that was in the attic at Disneyland for like a day or two before they got rid of it in the 60s, and it became a legend. Like, there was a guy with a hatbox, and it became a legend so much that they eventually added him in 2015, I think. And it was like, oh, this was the ghost that was always meant to be in the attic. A guy where his head disappears and it appears in a hatbox. That was never part of, that effect never worked. And they finally got it to work in 2015, and they put him in the mansion. So that was like a big deal for the 60th anniversary of the park. So then last year they announced, oh, it's also coming to Florida. Well, okay, that's never been a part of the Florida mansion. And then they said, oh, well, he's not going to be in the attic. He's going to be somewhere else. Stay tuned. Why would he not be in the attic? That's where he was designed to be. I'm sharing with you all the behind the scenes stuff that I've heard. I've heard that the attic area in Florida does not have enough power for another animatronic. So it wouldn't work. So they couldn't put him there. That's what I heard. I don't know if it's true. And so in Magic Kingdom, they put him in just the hallway. Like, the ride just started, and Homeboy is just chilling. Like, you have the floating candelabra hallway, and then there's just a patch of blue in the corner. This totally works if you're not paying attention to the ride at all. You're literally right. I'm not even talking about story or the plot or the just listen to the narration. Through the course of the ride, you're losing your mind. And then you get to Leota, and she's doing a seance, and then you hear, oh, the ghostly residents are starting to materialize. Uh-oh. Like these undead, these beings, they're not undead, these ghosts are starting to materialize. They're starting to take on form, and now in the ballroom you can see them. Okay. Only I saw a ghost 20 minutes ago. He's in the fucking hallway. Fuck are we doing here? Like, why is he there? Oh, look, he can't. I think he came through that door. So the ghosts are just chilling in the fucking backyard? Maybe their explanation is he was in the graveyard and he came through that door. I don't give a shit. This is placed so bad. It's so bad. I think it would be better to not have them at all. And they moved that there was a really iconic chair, but I saw that, I didn't see anybody else mention this, but they moved that chair. I thought it was in the library now. So the chair is there, just in a different scene. But yeah, I think this character sells a lot of merch or something. I don't give a shit. Sucks. Now, funny that this popped up. I remember this image. Have you guys seen this image? My dad had a book on Disneyland and theme parks and stuff that I used to pore over when I was a kid. And this image was in there. And it's funny, this is totally a posed photo. That's Yale Gracie, I think, who worked on the ride. I think that's who it is. And that's the original Hatbox Ghost right there. Like, that thing was never seen other than it was in the ride for like a couple days in 1969. But that's what it looked like. Isn't that funny? And he's posing. He's making it look like, oh, he's putting the head into the box. You know what I mean? But the effect was supposed to be that the head disappeared and then showed up in the box. It just never worked. Anyway, but seeing that image in the book, I was like, oh, I don't want to go in here. It looks terrifying. He's actually like, it looked like he was manipulating a ghost, you know? Here's another image from the same thing. Like I said, this is a very posed photo, but pretty cool. I'm hearing noises. Now, you know, I'm talking about haunted stuff and I'm hearing noises. Let me check up on something real quick. Hold on. Yo, Johnny. Oh, just making sure it was you. I was just making sure it was you. No, I was just making sure it was you. I thought I was here. I'm talking about Haunted Mansion. And I started hearing scuffling.
Oh, yeah, that's me.
Okay, just checking.
Okay.
How are you doing? Doing good?
Yeah, are you still streaming?
Yeah. They can hear this. So just,
oh, they can.
Yeah. Is it okay?
Yeah, that thing, I'll be vague. That thing finished uploading.
Oh, okay.
And now it will let me put in all the information.
It will?
Yeah.
Okay.
So if you want to do that after you're done, I'll be here.
Okay.
But,
Cool. Thanks. Cool. All right. Sorry about that. All right, everybody. We're back. I just want to make sure. That was Johnny. You know, I'm hearing scuffling and tussling. I want to make sure. No, you know, we don't have a Leto situation. All right. Anyway, yeah, this was Dookie. But then it was like, okay, well, I'll brighten my spirits. One of my favorite things is the Country Bears. Oh, I totally forgot there's a new Country Bears show. They closed it to make a new show, but I'm going to be open-minded because when I was in Tokyo, they had the Christmas version of the show, and I was like, I don't really want a different Country Bear show. I like the original. And then I went in and it was like, oh, the Christmas show was actually really charming. It was really great. So I went and saw the new Country Bears. Yo, this shit stunk. I don't know who this is. I think they're all hyped. Is someone crying or something? I don't. They just sing. By the way, when I saw it, this effect didn't work. Everyone told, isn't it so funny that his fiddle catches on fire? Didn't work. Didn't work. Effect didn't work. I did like that this bear was dressed like Wally Bogue. That was legitimately like really enjoyable. But they just sing like 5 Disney songs. The same. Same 5 fucking Disney songs. Same songs that are in every show. Same 5 songs. I can show you the world. I mean, he just sings a whole new world, and then Teddy Bear comes down and she joins in, and it's like just the same 5 songs that are every Disney show. They play them in the fucking Epcot Lagoon. They play them in, I mean, it's just every single Disney show. And this is the thing that drove me the most insane. I'm gonna sound like an insane person. This is gonna be used against me, I'm sure. The joke with the little teddy bear is that there's a little bear and there's a little bear in the jug band or whatever, and he's got a teddy bear and he squeezes it. It's like, oh, the little kid bear has a teddy bear, like a bear has a smaller bear. It's a cute joke. now he's got a toy of Big Al. Like they replaced the teddy bear. See what I mean? They replaced the teddy bear that he had on the right, and now he's got merch of Big Al. I just don't. They can't make something that's not referencing themselves. I don't know what it is. Everything Disney does now, they have to reference themselves. When they redid the Matterhorn in Disneyland, now there's destroyed ride vehicles, and it's like, oh, look, the Skyway, the People Mover, the whatever. I didn't mind that as much, whatever, it fit, I guess, but they're always referencing themselves in every attraction now. It's all self-referential. Like the joke is muddy here. He's got merch of the guy that's coming later in the show. I don't get it. I don't get it. What's the joke? Anyway, it broke my heart. The voice acting in the show was really good. They got great actors to take over the parts. And Big Al sings Remember Me from Coco, but he fucks it up extremely bad, and that was funny. He can barely get through it. I got a laugh out of me because gags are funny. The other songs, like, they have like no gags. They sing A Whole New World. They sing You Got a Friend in Me. I mean, I know Davy Crockett wasn't the funniest song back in the original show, but it just felt like their personalities were so integrated with all the songs they were performing. This made me so depressed. I had heard from people like, hey, they actually did a pretty good job. I don't know. I think Death was preferable. It was either this or get rid of the Country Bears. I don't know. A dignified exit might have been the right way to go. I don't know. That's just me. I don't know. I'm weird. Anyway, so yeah, this made me really sad, but the queue was really good. They added a bunch of detail to the queue, just like Tokyo Disneyland. That was really great. That was really, really well done. Lots of detail there, and the costumes were really well done too. I think it was Kevin and Jody they've designed a bunch of stuff for Disney, and they did a killer job. They did a really, really, really great job. So there's stuff to compliment, but I'm never gonna see that show again. I saw it a couple times that day just to make sure. I was so blindsided the first time. I was like, maybe I'm just being a hater, and I watched it again. And I was like, no, I'm good. Okay. But after all that, needed to detox, and we went to, by the way, someone asked earlier, how was the humidity? I've never sweat more in my entire life. We went to Tom Sawyer Island because they're closing this too. One of the most lunk-headed, stupid-ass decisions in the history of Disney parks, that they're going to get rid of the not just Tom Sawyer Island, but the steamboat. Get real. Anyway, so we went to explore. We went on the boat a couple of times. We went on the island, and we explored. And now picture me hiking through this whole area. I've never been wetter in my life. I'm like, I'm just dripping head to toe. At one point I had to use the bathroom, and it was like being in a sweat lodge. Like I was seeing ghosts of my ancestors and shit. They were watching me shit. You know what I mean? Like it was bad. Swamp ass island. Like my when I was in the room, I said it was like my crotch area was like sweat spaghetti. Like that's what it was like being at Fort Wilderness, or no, is this Fort? No, what is this? Fort Langhorne. Sorry. On Tom Sawyer Island. It was it was like a sweat stew. It was like a beef stew in my pants. It was just like a filth cocktail. Just like a gray soup. you could have wrung out my underwear and had like a Beverly cocktail. You know what I mean? It was like I'm trying to think. Yeah, it was like enough. What do you mean enough? I'll tell you when I've said enough. Abraham Lincoln swamp ass. Yeah, agree. Anyway, yeah, so but man, there was a point where right over there by the door in the back there's a escape route there, and you can go in caves to escape out of the fort. And there was a point where I was so deep in the caves that I couldn't hear anything. I'm in the middle of Magic Kingdom and I can't hear anything. I'm so lost from the hustle and bustle of Magic Kingdom, and no one else was in there. And it was like I could only hear my own breathing and my own thinking. And I'm just like, damn, I'm in the Magic Kingdom right now. I'm in the most visited theme park in the world. And I'm so deep underground in it that you wouldn't even know you were there. And it just made me so sad. I'm like, and they're just any chance to have a moment like this is removed. It's going to be Mater and fucking Ka-Chow going around a track. Like, it's so upsetting that you're like, your kids can't go find a secret passage like that, And people, all these fucking people come out like, well, and kids barely went over that. Well, it only has a 5-minute wait, Okay. You know what else has a 5-minute wait? The castle. You want to bulldoze that shit? Huh? Anyway. So yeah, I hiked this. I was so sweat. I mean, my shirt was like Shamu. I was in the splash zone at the Shamu show. You know what I mean? I was dripping with swamp filth. Anyway, went on the boat, saw, did you know, by the way, that this fucker, on the river, this guy at the, shack, this dude was added as a plus to the river in, I want to say it was like 1973, I think. And Mark Davis kind of like did this little vignette, and then he was like, yo, this was like 72 or 73, and then he was like, throw another one of those in Pirates at California. Build 2 of these. And they built a second one, and then they added him to the porch in the bayou scene in Pirates in California. Isn't that crazy? I always thought that was an original edition, and it wasn't. It came like 5 years later because he made this and just said build 2, Isn't that crazy? Thought that was cool. Anyway, okay. So that was had a very nice day at Magic Kingdom, other than what I mentioned. It was really a positive experience. Went on all kinds of stuff. Saw Sunny Eclipse. And then Monday went to Animal Kingdom, had a meetup, did Avatar Land and all that stuff. Really nothing to complain about. They really tempted me. There was a statue of the Tulkun, but it was like $200 and something. Then a cast member offered to give me a discount, but then it was still like, I couldn't do it. I couldn't. Too much shit coming out this month, guys. It's Switch 2 month. It's, there's too many things coming out, but that Tulkun, someday I'll be back and it will be mine. Yes, it will. Anyway, so went to Animal Kingdom, did the safari. That was kind of cool. Ate at my favorite quick service restaurant. Satuli Canteen. I could eat this shit every day. Gimme that. You can make a bowl of just whatever protein, whatever I love, this is my favorite theme park food, period. Love Satuli Canteen. So ate that. I want to comment though that I hate to do a call out. It's not really like me to do a call out online, to do some kind of call out video or call out post. It's not really my style. But I have to say something. I'm sorry. There were a lot of days during the park where I was eating stuff like this and Kevin wouldn't eat anything. And it was like, you know, why won't you break bread with me? You know, what's the fear? What's your hesitation? And multiple nights he kept to himself. He said, no, it's fine. It's fine. And I said, no, it's not fine. Something's going on. This man's not eating. And then I would find out that every night this guy was ordering Uber Eats to the hotel. He would refrain from eating in the theme park so that he could do Uber Eats White Castle. I'm really not joking. We were getting bags and bags of this shit delivered. There was one night, actually the night we got in late and there was nothing to eat. And I said, yeah, give me a bag of those too. And it was godlike. We don't get White Castle out here. We just have the frozen burgers. And I don't know why those are such a comfort food to me. The New Beverly Theater in LA that I love to go to, that I'm always yapping about, they make White Castle sliders there. It's such a comfort food to me. And the fact that I could get a suitcase of them. So yeah, I had that one night and thought it was so good. But then Kevin had this like 80 more times. It's like, we never get this. Anyway, not a diss. I got respect. I got respect. Anyway, yeah, so that was, Animal Kingdom was a great day there. And then I had the nicest night. I said, okay, the park is closing early. Animal Kingdom closes at like 6 p.m. That's ridiculous. You don't even get to see the park become nighttime anymore. You know, it's supposed to go bioluminescent at nighttime in the Avatar area, and you don't even get to see that anymore. So I'm like, it's ending, you know, I'm kind of bushed from all these parks. I'm going to take it easy tonight. I'm going to grab my own dinner. I'm not doing White Castle. I'm going to get some, what did I get? I got like a poke bowl at, was it Ohana? Ohana? Yeah, I got it to go. Whatever. At the Polynesian Village Hotel. We took the monorail over there. I got food. Went to the dock where the boats come at the Polynesian Hotel. So you got the full view of the Seven Seas Lagoon. And I did something I've always wanted to do. Went and saw the electrical water pageant. These are just electric floats that once a night, every single night, just illuminate across the lagoon and play a weird ass tune. Bear with me 1 second. Shut up. I remember the first time I went to Disney World, I just happened across this when I was on a boat to one of the resorts. And I was like, what is that in the water? And the dude said to me, oh, that's the oldest show in Disney World. I was like, oh, okay. You know, that's actually like the oldest show Disney has ever made. Or whatever in Disney World. I was like, okay. I didn't know what he was talking about. Turns out, yeah, this electric light show has been going every night since 1971. Watch. This fucking rules. So you're just in a boat and this happens. What the fuck is happening? Like, what is going on here? So I sat on the dock and ate and watched this. It was like a night of healing. I felt like my soul was purified. My sins washed away. Isn't this... So, yeah. If you go down the rabbit hole in this show, it's amazing. I saw some people say, "Oh, it's almost like a very basic version of the Main Street Electrical Parade." And then I found out this preceded that. This came before that, and the original song used in this show was Baroque Hoedown. That was composed for this show. Then when they did the Main Street Electrical Parade, they based it off this and used that song, and it blew up so big that they kept using it in that show and then changed the music for this. Do you know what I mean? And then in the early 90s, they added a couple Little Mermaid tunes. See? They added that in the 90s, and it has been... So they altered it a couple times, but since the 90s, it's been the exact same show. It has not been altered since. They did a 50th anniversary tweak to it, I guess. They added some song to it for the 50th and then just changed it right back. We went in April and they used the Main Street theme? Really? Electric Water Pageant, Baroque. I want to hear that version.
Come to the beach with us.
No, fuck you.
Resort, we invite you to join us in a modern rendition of this time-honored tradition.
Is this the 50th version? Yeah, so this was the 50th version. Did they put Baroque Hoedown back in it? Wow. I never saw this. That intro was cool. So far it seems the same. Where's that song? King Triton shows up. It always goes patriotic at the end. Here's a 77 version. This music kicks ass. Dude, this rules. Yeah, 70s version rips. Anyway, you get the idea. It was so wonderful. Who the hell is yourmileagemayvary.net? What the hell is that? I'm going to visit the site. No thanks. Anyway, whatever. This is a great show. Anyway, finally saw the whole thing. It was great. And then the next day was Epic Universe. And we had a great time at Epic Universe. We went to... we started in Nintendo World. We went way in depth on it in our new episode of Creepy Old Crypt and some other videos we shot. So I'm just going to say we had a great time at Epic Universe. It was really fun. We ate some creepy ass stuff. Oh my God, when you see what I ate. Oh my God, it was a dream. Look. I've wanted to eat this my whole life. That's Peach's cake from Mario. I mean, I got to eat that. It was an amazing day. And like I said, just to give you a little teaser, we're going to talk about it extensively on our new episode of Creepy Old Crypt coming very, very soon. Stay tuned. But it's going to be a very special episode, and you're going to want to see it. Hopefully dropping in the next few days. Stay tuned. But we do have a new Mega 64 video coming out Monday morning, 7 a.m. Pacific, 10 a.m. Eastern. So stay tuned for that. We've got that coming to Mega 64. My personal channel has a ton of stuff on the way. Some videos I shot out there, shorts, but also a nearly 2-hour Creepy Old Crypt special episode. That's on the way. There's a new figure update on the way. Endless. There's so much coming. So if you haven't yet, subscribe to me on YouTube. If you're watching it on my channel right now, Rocco Botte on YouTube, just hit that subscribe button. You're going to be happy you did, because they're going to keep you in the know. And then Mega 64 is obviously a great channel to subscribe to as well. Get on that, and you'll see our brand new video, a very exciting collaboration coming on Monday. It's not for the game that you think it is. You definitely aren't going to expect this one. No one did. But, yeah, so we got that on the way. We got a lot to come, and a lot coming to our Patreon too. Patreon.com/Mega64. Great way to support us. Also, we did a live tour back in the day. We did a live tour in 2023, the Mega 64 Farewell Tour. And then in 2021, we did the Mega 64 Last Laugh Tour. Both are coming to physical media again. They've been out of print for a while. They're going to be in stock Friday, June 20th. And for the first time, digital. You can buy them digital in case, maybe Blu-ray is not your thing. you don't want to ship it, whatever, they'll be available digitally in our online store, shop.mega64.com. If you are on our Patreon tier 3 or above, you're going to get to watch it digitally for free. That's included with tier 3. So either join it and watch it, or buy the digital copy in our store on Friday, June 20th. You have all the options. So many options. And aren't options a good thing? Don't you love it? Anyway, so stay tuned for all that. Very busy week coming up. Maybe hoping for a Nintendo Direct too. Hoping to hear about that. Will the room hard drives ever come back? So yeah, we did a pre-order for those. They're still being manufactured. Should be done hopefully in a few weeks. In the next few weeks. Shouldn't be any later than that, but I'll find out. The solid state drive that we put it on, yeah, Sly Whizbang says they were really high quality. Well, thank you. That's great to hear. We tried to do a quality product there. And a lot of people have been asking if they're coming back. We did print extra. I don't know if it was a lot extra. But there will be at some point. They'll probably be at the summer cons first. And then whatever's left, maybe we'll go online. Any updates from Mega 64 Time DVD on Black Friday? Yeah, I really blew that. And I blame myself because we had a window to get that manufactured before everything got hinky. And once I found out we could add all this Disney material, we did promos for Disney in 2021 or so, and I didn't think we'd be able to include any of that on our Blu-ray, and it turns out we could. So at the last minute, I was like, no, wait, I'm going to add all this material to it, and by doing that, it just delayed it so bad. It really sucked, and we're working on ways to make that not happen again. I mean, we have reduced the pre-order time on a lot of other stuff, but that just ate it. And the Mega 64 Time DVD, we have Tricksters in Time and Time, the Time DVD as well. A Blu-ray and a DVD, they're both in the same boat, basically. So those should be done soon. I'm hoping in the next few weeks as well. But we'll keep everyone posted. But I'm really sorry that it took that long. I blame myself on that. Is there a chance the Creepy Old Crypt shirts will be available again? We just got those in today. They turned out so good. So hopefully they'll ship soon. I'm hoping. When we're in the studio, hopefully next week they'll start shipping. I'm hoping, but we have a lot to process, so we'll see. But anyway, they turned out really, really good, and we did print extra of that too. But again, I think they're going to the summer cons first. So whatever's left over will go up. But I'm not sure. They might not be at all the summer cons. We might bring them to Anime Expo. We might not. I'm really not sure. So stay tuned. But there were extras somewhere at some point. Yeah. So anyway, stay tuned on that. You get a girlfriend in Florida, Rocco. In every state, essentially, it's not really and her name is Elsa. I used to go to a forum where there was a guy who visited the Disney princesses every single day and kept meeting Elsa. Anyway. When new Mega 64 bucket hat? Yeah, we should do one soon. I think we're overdue for that, aren't we? Okay, well, I'm going to wrap it up here. Thanks, everybody, for watching. It's been a lot of fun. Good stream tonight. I want to stream some Switch 2 at some point, but we didn't even have the dock here to do that. So I ordered an extra Switch 2 dock. Hopefully we can do that at some point. But, yeah. Thanks, everybody. Stay tuned. At a great time in Florida, but stay tuned for that Creepy Old Crypt episode and more to come to this channel. Coming real soon. Lots to come. So stay tuned and you'll get the rest of the story. Thanks for watching, everybody. Take care and have a very good night. And let's have King Triton play us out. Thank you, Ariel, for the sub. Thank you, Charles Swen, for the sub. Thank you, Unit Luna, for the sub. Thank you, Vito Solario, for the sub. Thank you, Jenny the Fiend, for the sub. Thank you, Rolla Jones. Thank you, Weed Cube. Thank you, Rackmaster. I already said that. Turn it off!